Hey guys, it's Flipping Genius Finds, and today I will be going over some of the high dollar items that sold for me in the month of March. I do have a very high dollar sale, close to $1,000. If you want to go ahead and see what it is, you can just skip to the end of the video and go ahead and watch that. This is the 2016 Waterford Crystal Nativity Holy Family Christmas Ornament Enhancer. This was listed for $59.99. It sold for $59.99, and it was listed for about 5 months before it sold. And I did receive a positive feedback on this one. This is the Sea and Sand California Beach 53-ounce soy wax blend candle 4-wick coconut pulp. Now, these Sea and Sand candles can be a bolo, so always look them up. I did sell the Sea and Sand candle. I had it actually mislabeled and it was returned. When I had listed it as a teak wood, it sold almost instantly for the full asking price. But obviously, since it was a different scent, it was actually returned to me. And it took about a month to sell, and I did take an offer on it for $45. Now, this is the 1973 Warner Brothers Inc. Looney Tunes Pepsi Glass Slowpoke Rodriguez. And this was listed for $124.99. I did take an offer on it for $90, and it did take about 3 months to sell. This is the Wallace Sleigh Bell 2019 Christmas Ornament Silver Plate, the 49th edition. It was listed for $49.99, and I did take an offer on it for $45. It did take about a month to sell. As you can see, it is very clean. This is probably new. This is the Rawlings 12 and 2/4. This is the Rawlings 12 and a quarter inch trapezoid. The Gold Glove Company right-handed baseball glove, TP1225T. This was listed for $159.99. I did get the full asking price of $159.99, but it did take about a year and 9 months to sell. Now, this is the Louisville Slugger Prime 918 32 by 29 BB Core baseball bat. It was listed for $99.99. I did take an offer on it for $75. It did take about 9 months to sell. You can see there is some wear right here, some paint chipping. This is the vintage MCM Empoli Art Glass Circus Tent Apothecary Lidded Jar Blue Optic Pedestal. This is actually a mistake right here, but you can see by the color it's like purple. Also, this was listed for $89.99, and then I took an offer on it for $61. It did take about 5 months to sell, and I did receive a positive feedback on this one. Now, this is a DC's collectible Batman Arkham Knight Series 1 Batman figure. It was listed for $39.99, and I did get the asking price of $39.99, and it did take about 3 months to sell. Now, this is the Disney Parks Haunted Mansion Hitchhiking Ghost set of 3 popcorn bucket and sipper. It was listed for $89.99, and I did take an offer on it for $55. It did take about 6 months to sell. These actually are very nice plates. Herend, they're all hand painted. So this is the Herend Rothschild Bird Dinner Plate, 10 and a quarter inches with butterflies. It was listed for $150. It was on a 25% off discount and sold for $112.50. It did take about 5 months to sell. Actually, it took about 4.5 months to sell. You can see the marine dog, the bulldog. It's a cookie jar. There is some chipping right here, paint chipping. Again, some paint chipping right here. Basic Craving, U.S. Marine Corps cookie jar, 2010 Bradford Exchange. This was listed for $127.99. It did sell for $127.99, and it did take only about a month to sell. So this is a lady tailor-made Sim 2 Max single 9-iron Adilla graphite ladies right-handed. It was listed for $79.99, and I did take a no, it did sell for the full $79.99. It did take about 6 months to sell. This is the Killian silver polished chrome and black Art Deco style hinge lid jewelry box. It was listed for $99.99, and I did take an offer on it for $65. It did take about 7 months to sell. Now this is the Majolica Bordalo Panero Portugal yellow green grape leaf. Excellent use condition. It was listed for $49.99, and it did sell for $49.99. And it did take about 10 months to sell. This is the Herend Hungary Chinese bouquet green hand painted plate, 10 1/4 inches. It was listed for $125, and it did sell for $115. It did take about 4 months to sell. This is the vintage Ural leather knee pads, USA, Kansas City, model MOKL70. It was listed for $39.99, and it did sell for $39.99. It did take about a year to sell. This is the Taule Emerson 1810 stainless steel flatware 20-piece set, a service of 4. It was listed for $79.99, and it did sell for $79.99. It did take about 2 weeks to sell. Again, this is a pair of antique bohemian ruby red cut to clear glass mantle lusters. It did take about 2.5 years to sell. There is a little bit of a mark right here, or like a what do you call that? A gouge or scratch, and then a little bit of chipping right here. Now, before the buyer did purchase it, they did ask several questions, like because the prisms are actually missing, like how many prisms does it need, and like what is the maximum length of the prism. This is the Bohemian Cobalt Blue cut to clear glass rose bowl, 6.5 inches. It was listed for $79.95, and it was on a 35% off discount and sold for $51.97. It did take a year and 8 months to sell. This is the antique Majolica plate, 8 3/4 inches wide, chipped. It was listed for $199.99, and I did take an offer on it for $110. It did take about 2 years and 4 months to sell. There is a little bit of a defect right here. You can see all the crazing. There's a little bit of chip right here. A 9-inch plate, or close to 9-inch plate. It looks a little bit like a piranha to me. Now this is the 1972 La Cuisine du Comte de Nice Jacques Médecin Juilliard. Now, this was listed for $109.98. Actually, this was listed for about 3 years. I decided to delist it and relist it. I did take an offer on it for $85. So this was on the market for about 3 years and 3 months. So it sold about 3 months after I did delist it and relist it. Now, the story on this is that I actually got this for free. It was at an estate sale, and this house was literally full of books, just literally full of books. They were mostly all cooking books. What I was told was that the person who passed away was actually a professional chef. There was a bookshelf of books, within the rooms, all complete, bookshelf of just entire books, and they were all cooking books. You would see like notes inside the books of like different places he actually was chef of, or like I believe he also traveled in like cruise ships and stuff like that, and then he would put notes in it of different recipes and things like that. That's what I noticed going through a lot of the books. These books were actually free because the estate sales people did not want to actually carry all the books because they're very heavy and stuff like that. So they were basically at the end of the estate sale or close to it. They were actually just trying to get rid of it. Otherwise, they would have to trash it, donate it, but it would take a lot of manpower and labor to actually get rid of the books. So if you ever see like any good cooking books and stuff like that, go ahead and check it out. And they may be worth quite a bit of money. This is the Gizmo Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai promo item Backpack Buddy HBO. And this is a fairly large item. This was rolled into like a poster, like a 4x4 poster or like a 4x4 box. You can see how big it is with the ear. It's like 22 inches across. And it was listed for $129.99. I did take an offer on it for $84. It did take about, this is the rustic cast iron mermaid sirens holding a starfish garden decoration. It was listed for $59.99. I did get the full asking price of $59.99. It did take about 3 years and 2 months to sell. Authentic RMS Titanic artifact collection replica, cobalt blue, white metallic gold. It was listed for $49.99. I did get the full asking price of $49.99. I did receive a positive feedback on this one, and it did take about a month to sell. This is a Pokemon TCG Scarlet and Violet Black Bolt Booster Bundle, factory sealed. It was listed for $59.99. I did take an offer on it for $54.99. This sold within a week. Now, this was a large sale. It was close to $1,000. A set of 6 plates. You can see that it's a Japanese Imari porcelain chrysanthemum brocade plate. And then it's actually signed right here. This was to an international buyer. Now the first one, that was the 5-inch. An offer was sent and the buyer did buy it. Then what happened was that they noticed that there were more plates of the same design or same plates, because I did list them individually, and then they were asking for how much for all of it, if I could send them an offer. And the bulk sales started, and they thought it was an offer that was being sent because it was in the buyer's cart. And then they did decide to buy the whole lot, 5 extra. Buyer initially received an offer, and then they decided to buy the plate. The other plates, the 5 that the buyer happened to see, they put it into their cart, and when it was purchased at the same time, those 5 plates were inside the same shipping order, but the single plate that was purchased previously could not be combined in the shipping order. So I did ask the buyer if they wanted to have them shipped together. If they wanted to do that, I would have to cancel the order and I would have to combine the order together in order to get them shipped together. However, the buyer said no, they did not want to do that. Just go ahead and ship it separately, because sometimes when they do that, the credit card company does have some type of issue and may think of it as sort of like a fraud and may decline to actually process the order. Having gone through a couple of messages like that, I did decide to ship it out separately. The combined order on this is like 65 on top. Let me get a calculator right here. So this order combined with the 6 plates was a $994.41 order. All the 5 plates plus the 1, which makes it 6 plates. So it was close to $1,000 order on this, and they did pay for the extra shipping. Again, this is an international buyer, and they did leave a positive feedback. And I was actually watching like one of the Nurse Flipper videos, and there was a question or comment about like, can international shipping be combined? They can be combined, but they have to put it into a cart and purchase it at the same time. That's the only way the eBay will combine the orders together. If they were to purchase them separately at separate times, the order has to be canceled, and then you have to put another listing. They would have to purchase it again. So that's a little bit of the hassle about shipping internationally or buying internationally. The buyer has to know. You have to inform the buyer that if they want to have it combined in shipping, they have to put it in their cart and then buy it together. Purchase it all at one time. So although this was an so although oh, shit. So although this was an so although this was an expensive oh man. So although this was an expensive order, it did take about a year and 6 months to sell. So that is it, guys. That is what I have for you today. Not a lot of high dollar orders, a few orders, but that close to $1,000 sale did help a lot. Yeah, sometimes it takes only a few sales in the high dollar range for you to have a good month.